Hey, this is John Carlos, and Hot Toys Bane just arrived from Corner Store Comics. So let's not waste any time and do Bane impressions. Let's just go check it out. This one opens kind of like a shoebox. The figure starts with closed fists, so it comes with two alternate left hands, two alternate right hands, extra pegs, another wrist gauntlet piece, and the broken bat cowl. He also comes with the base, and his jacket, and an alternate kind of sweater shirt. Now, Bane may not come with a lot of accessories, but he does come with one awesome accessory. Batman and Bane's first fight was in the sewer, and this cowl comes douched in sewer water. So here's our first look at Bane out of the box, and first impressions are very good. The surface texture of the boots and the sculpted laces look great. If I had one word to sum up this figure, detail. I mean, if you're a fan of miniature detail, then there's plenty of little rivets and little buckles and little snaps. One thing Hot Toys is really good at is mixing materials. So you've got like cloth, you've got like metal, got leather. And what's really great about the vest is it's dirty too. You can see all the kind of dirt and mud smears on the surface here. I can't even begin to think how you would sit down and cut and sew and stitch and fabricate and install string. Look at the tiny details on this, the little holes here. This is insane. As a toy nerd, you would presume that parts of the face are kind of pieced on. This is not one solid head sculpt, but pieces that are attached together. And you never get a sense of that when you look at it. I mean, it really does feel like the skin to the mask lines up rather nicely and does look like one cohesive head, and that the paint on it all kind of blends together nicely, and the paint on the bald head surface is great, as are the tiny veins, the cut in his eyebrow. Detail on the mask is pretty much perfect. Even that kind of meshy, rubbery material in the rivets on the mask turned out great. And his back scar reads really well. Now we're going to try on his other gauntlet. Now we got to take off the gauntlet to put the coat on. Here's a closer look at the coat as it comes out of the packaging. It should come as no surprise to any Hot Toys fan that this does look like leather, and that the kind of woolly lining does read like woolly, furry lining. Pink. Now in the past, some coats and jackets on figures have read a little bulky. Not so with Bane. It's pretty much a perfect fit, and a huge compliment to Hot Toys for being able to fabricate a coat that doesn't get bulky on him. And although it's plastic, this sure does have a good paint job to make it look like rusty metal grating. And here he is in comparison to Batman. Now, you can take his vest off and just leave it to his cummerbund, and you can also take his vest off and put the shirt that it comes with. But I'm not going to display the figure with the shirt like ever, and if you read the instruction manuals, it's a lengthy process to unbuckle buckles and pull these threads out and strings and all sorts of stuff that, while I think it's cool they included it, it's not worth the effort for me, so maybe you can find some other review that covers that. I was a little nervous about the arms because if you're going to do a full true type figure, then it's going to look really plasticky and figurey, so I'm glad that they did the sculpted arms. It's the right mix between like limited articulation and good sculpting, and it gives you kind of the best of both worlds, I think. The regular retail price for this is pretty pricey, so I was a little nervous about, how this figure would turn out with so few accessories. But then I saw the detail on the vest, the entire costume, the paint on his head, and you can see where the money and effort went. I mean, it's just a beautiful looking figure, and I never thought I'd say that about Bane, but I mean, if you're a Bane fan and you're kind of thinking about getting this, I can highly recommend this. This turned out freaking awesome. What you can do, which is cute, is you can recreate that whole scene, where the two guys talk to each other and say, "Oh, I'm glad you found a good restaurant. So hard these days to get in. Who do you know?" "Oh, I just called. Made a call. Spur of the moment." "Oh, you can always get a reservation." That's not actually from the movie, but you can make up your own dialogue. That's one of the good things about action figures.